Hi everyone, I'm Sharon and today we're going to talk about off-peak budget travel to Dubai. Dubai is in the Middle East and it's part of the United Arab Emirates. Dubai has become well known for its famous shopping mall, and of course if you're watching Netflix Dubai Bling, you are very familiar with some of the hotspots in Dubai. But Dubai has a lot of things to offer, and today I'm going to take you through that. If you are traveling, if you're looking to travel on a budget and you want to hit those major attractions. So let's dive right into that and let's get started. So before you leave, there's just a couple of things that you need to do, and that is to make sure that you are going in an off-peak season, but early, because the off-peak season is in the summer months, and of course it gets super hot, so you want to get in there super early like we did. We went from the 1st to the 5th of June, and so we were there nice and early, and so we could enjoy a lot of the benefits. So let's talk about what you need to do before you go. So travel with really light clothing, wear good walking shoes, have a sun hat, a water bottle, and of course some lotion. Having said that, everywhere you go when you are indoors, it is air conditioned. So I would even take a little top with you just in case, for those places where sometimes the air conditioning can get a bit coolish. So when you arrive in Dubai, you are granted a visa on entry, so no need to apply for any visa, which is always great, and it is valid for 30 days. Once you get through immigration, head straight on to the metro station. On your way, I think there's some kiosks that will give you a free SIM card, so look out for that. That's always handy to have for your phone, but watch out for those signs heading to the metro station, because if you are traveling on a budget, you don't want to take a taxi from the airport, always expensive. So the metro station is easy to find, it's modern, it's aircon, it's clean and on time, so ticks all of those boxes. So that's exactly what we did once we got to Dubai. And we knew exactly the station that we were going to go, where our accommodation was going to be. So we planned it so that we would take the most of the trip by train, and then the last 5 minutes, which was an awkward walk, we would take a taxi. So that's exactly what we did. The metro was easy to figure out. It was economical, and it took us the most of the journey that we wanted it to take. So the accommodation that we chose for our stay was the SEEF HERTIAGE collection, which is run by the Hilton Group, and we chose this particular hotel simply because we wanted that old and new combination, which was exactly what we got. So this particular hotel was slightly away from the big attractions, so that is why that's also where we saved a little bit. The SEEF is beautiful. It is situated inside of a renovated, redone, retro, old market. And so it had that old market kind of vibe, which they call the SOUK. And, you know, just coming into the reception and just immediately gave us that old and new combination. So while the rooms were beautiful, just a couple of things on this particular hotel. I'm not getting any sponsorship from them, but we just had such a fantastic time staying at this particular hotel, so I'll highly recommend them. For the price, we paid $120 at the time for 2, and this included breakfast. The breakfast, I must say, was amazing. It was a full breakfast. And so there was lots to choose from, and you know, once you have a good breakfast, you know, it keeps you going for the rest of the day. So highly recommend that. And so once we were settled into hotel, we went exploring, and where we were right by the canal, and so we could go and just walk through the market there, and just begin to quickly look at what our surroundings were. One of the first big attractions that we went to was the BURJ KHALIFA. The BURJ KHALIFA is an amazing building. It's an absolute must-see. If you are not afraid of heights, this is a definite on your itinerary. And so we went, we had booked our tickets, and please make a note to book your tickets beforehand, because this is one of the busiest attractions that Dubai has to offer. And so what we did was, so there's different packages you can choose, depending on which levels you're going to go on. You can just take on the straight one level. You can do what we did, and that was we took the extra package, and that included a slide ride through sort of a glass window, which was terrifying. I will absolutely say it was amazing. There is a sign there just before you sort of head that way to the glass slide, is no people over 60. But I'm over 60 and I managed it totally fine, so don't worry about that. I recommend it. It was a nice adrenaline rush and super safe, but just wonderful to do. They spent quite a bit of time at the BURJ KHALIFA because there's lots to do. You can walk on sort of different parts of where they have a see-through, and you can see what's happening below you. Also terrifying, but such fun. So that takes up quite a few hours. So, you know, when you go to the BURJ KHALIFA, you know, I would say spend quite a bit of time. If you are gonna go, I would recommend that you go at a time where, you know, it's right by the Dubai Mall, which is the huge mall. I'll speak a little bit more about that in a moment, but they do have a show once the sun sets. They have a show, a fountain, a water fountain show right by the BURJ KHALIFA. So if you hang around there, go and have a bite to eat at the mall, come back and have a look at the show. The show isn't very long, but it's super cool, and just it's got such a nice vibe there. People sort of milling around there, and it's just such a great vibe. So I would also recommend that. Now, as I said, the BURJ KHALIFA has the Dubai Mall right there. The Dubai Mall is massive. I mean, that's why I said you need to have good walking shoes when you are going to these places, because you've got a lot of walking to do. Besides the shopping, it is expensive. I needed to get myself a bathing costume, and I found one that was within my price range. It was good quality, and so yeah, I got something that I could buy. But I mean, things are expensive, so you need to walk around and see what there is. One of the things that they do also have at these big malls, they do have the big food courts, which would be a good place for you to have dinner. That way you can keep within your budget when you are out and about, at night. Another thing is, if you want a safer meal, in the sense that you just want something that's not so spicy, they do have WAITROSE, which is a supermarket inside of the Dubai Mall, and they have a deli, and that you could get something to eat if you wanted to. So that's another option for you, if you wanted that. And then of course the other mall, which is the Mall of the Emirates, which is a different mall, it's at a different location. They have CARREFOUR, which is the French supermarket, and there you can get some French pastries, and they also have like a deli in the supermarket, which you could also use. So these are kind of places that you want to have access to, because if you're looking for those food options during the day, that is something that you would want to keep in mind to keep those costs down. Of course, there's always these amazing restaurants all dotted all over the place, and spoil yourself to one or two, but if you're on a strict budget, I would be heading to those supermarkets to stock up on whatever you need to do. One of the things that we gave ourselves as to spoil ourselves was to go to the PERLE show, which is like a Cirque du Soleil show run by the DRAGONE show, and this is a water show, kind of Cirque du Soleil kind of mix, and it was absolutely amazing. If you love Cirque du Soleil, you will absolutely enjoy this. We had a nice surprise. We had booked early beforehand, and when we got there, something had happened on their end, some changes, and they upgraded us so we chose a meal and show option. And they treated us because of the change was on their side, they treated us to have a meal on the top level of the building, and so we had this amazing view at sunset, having a meal, just amazing. So we thoroughly enjoyed the meal, we enjoyed the show, and so just absolutely everything just worked out so well for us. I will give all the prices sort of as I go along, and I'll put it in the I'll add it in the description below. And then one of the other main attractions when you go to Dubai is the Museum of the Future. This building has amazing architecture. It's stunningly beautiful, both on the outside and on the inside. I would recommend that you spend a couple of hours here, and it's such an immersive experience. You just get drawn into some research that's being done for the future, and just how AI is going to just be so part of our future. And I would say take your time and just work through all the different levels that they have at the museum. It's modern, it's beautiful, and I would definitely highly recommend the Museum of the Future. The next attraction that we went to was the water park, the AQUAVENTURE water park. Now, yeah, I know it might not be everybody's cup of tea, but if you're coming with the family, with kids, this is an absolute winner. I enjoy fun water sports, and so just a water park I can do any day. So when you go, you're going for the day, so pack for the day. Pack lightly, because they don't allow you to take anything into the water park like many other water parks all over the world. They are restrictive. They give you sort of how much, they give you a ticket that you can put some money on, and like a waistband, a wristband, and you then whatever you want to buy, you just use that to buy anything in the park. The park closes actually quite early, so you need to get there. I would say if you want to make a full day out of it, get there when they open at 9 o'clock, because they do close at 5 o'clock, and they start to sort of wind things up here by 4:30-ish. They start to sort of announce that the park is closing at 5. So it is early, it makes it a short day, so get there early so that you can have a full day. I mean, it's not cheap. It's about $80-90 for the entry, so make the most of it if that is what you are going to, that's something that you want to try. So get there nice and early. Some of the things that we did in the evening was sort of the Dubai Marina, which is nice to just walk around. There's lots of restaurants sort of at the water's edge, and this might be something that you might want to spoil yourself with. Lovely outdoor restaurants, and so the evenings are just beautiful. So I would highly recommend that. One of the things that we were not able to do was the hot air ballooning. We just didn't have the time to do it, and so that is something that a lot of people that we met did and highly recommended. So hot air ballooning over the desert, I believe it's quite an early rise to that. You've got to kind of be there by 5 o'clock, so your morning would start like at 2-3 just to get there. So but an amazing experience, and something I would definitely do the next time we go. Scuba diving, the water temperature of the sea is amazing, so if that is something that you would like to do, amazing again. The aquariums are absolutely stunning, and lots to do if you're going with a family. For the kids, very family, very kid oriented. We spent a lot of time walking through the different markets in the evening. It's very safe to walk around. There's always a taxi that if you needed to get to anywhere, short distances. But for the most, we did most of our traveling with a train, and we found that was for sure a very economical way to get in and around the city. Everybody speaks English, so you don't have to worry about the language, and overall Dubai is I would say if you're going for 3 days or 5 days, I think it's a wonderful destination. There's lots of nightlife if you want to get, enjoy the nightlife. There's lots of clubs that you can go to. Even though it's a city in the Middle East, they do allow alcohol, in the bars and clubs. So there's lots to do, I love Dubai. I'm happy to go back again. And so I hope that if you enjoyed watching the video today, please hit the subscription button below and drop some comments. I'd love to hear from you. And so until the next video, I hope that you found this very helpful, and goodbye for now.